we all should aspire for spiritual discernment. A lot of people think you are born with it, but you really have to devote yourself to learning spiritual discernment.
This is a journey.
Let me take you on a journey.
There will still be the journey.
The journey.
New sheriff in town, and his name is
The journey.
Journey.
This thing is bigger than Nino Brown. This is
The journey.
The journey.
What is it that moved you?
The journey. The journey. The journey. The journey.
Welcome back to another episode of The Journey. I'm your host, Larry Robinson, and today we have a Memphis icon that actually has left town. But he's back and doing some things in Memphis. But before we get to him, I got a quote for you. It comes from the great Madam C.J. Walker. I had to make my own living and my own opportunity, but I made it. Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them. Now I'm gonna ask our guest. I ain't gonna belabor this. It's Rodney Herenton. He's in Chicago now, but he owns a major investment firm. But before all of that, he was born and raised in Memphis, Central High graduate, Morehouse man, entrepreneur, son, father, husband, just an awesome brother all the way around. So without further ado, my brother, Rodney Herenton.
How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you as always, man.
Always.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Man, absolutely. So let's start out. Early years. Tell me about the early years. Kind of, who was in the household and so on and so forth.
Well, you know my last name.
Yeah, Herenton. Yeah, absolutely.
So there was a tall figure in the house. My dad, former superintendent and former Mayor Herenton. My mom, obviously, both educators.
Right.
When I was growing up, public school system. My dad obviously arose to the superintendency. My mom, after her master's, taught and retired from the city school system.
Okay.
My brother and my sister. I have one older brother and one younger sister, so I'm a middle child.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who outside of your parents had the biggest impact on young Rodney?
Wow, well, there's different phases. I could probably answer that from a professional standpoint.
Okay.
Because that's what really propelled my professional career after high school.
Well, let's go back. Go early years. Outside, let's go, elementary years.
Elementary were sports figures.
Okay.
I was a Dr. J fan.
Okay.
Number 6.
Okay.
You couldn't tell me anything
really
wrong about Dr. J.
Okay.
So every kid aspired to play sports
okay.
back then, and Dr. J was one of the figures that I looked up to, just his phenomenal talent, but just how he carried himself. I always tried to be cool like Dr.
Oh,
J.
yeah.
So that was early influence.
I can see that.
The afro. I had a big afro.
You had a big afro too?
Yeah.
Okay. So you wanted to be a basketball player when you got older? That's who you dreamed you'd be?
I mean, I grew up, watching the Tigers.
Right.
Larry Finch. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that was what most African American kids that pick that ball up and love it do.
Right.
But I was quick to see I wasn't going to rise to my dear friend Penny Hardaway's level of success or anybody else that attended a 4-year college on a scholarship. I quickly pivoted that goal later. But early on, it was Dr. J from elementary school through middle school.
Okay.
High school, it changed.
What decisions did you make as a young person that ended up having a lifelong impact, even though you may not have known it at the time?
Biggest impact, graduating Central High School. I was an average student.
Really?
Yeah, I had a balanced high school. I ran track, played saxophone, was in a little social club, the Gents.
Right.
I had a great balanced high school. Academics I knew was important because of my parents' statue and them focusing on education, but I wasn't in the classroom trying to be the top A student or anything like that. I just knew I had to graduate high school and attend college because my dad said, you are not going without attending college.
Right.
And he said, pick the HBCU, but you're
so
going to an HBCU.
So it was an HBCU?
Oh, it was clear. So that was a clear impact on me. It was not a choice. It was a matter of which one.
Okay.
So obviously I applied to Morehouse College, Howard, and I applied to UT Knoxville, obviously University of Memphis, to broaden my application process. But once Morehouse accepted me, that was it. So that was a huge impact of just my dad's words, not giving me a choice, but mandating an HBCU.
Okay. Why'd you pick Morehouse?
Just my brother attended a year before me, so I could go hang out with him. I got a good feel of the classroom. They had a very strong business school program, undergrad business school program. And Wall Street was trying to open up and recruit minority students at HBCUs.
You knew that back then?
Yeah, it was major money center banks in New York that were really making a big effort. So I was the second class of banks coming to the campus, and I ended up joining Citicorp when I graduated. So that parlayed me into banking on Wall Street and started my career. So that was the biggest impact coming out of high school, attending Morehouse College.
Wow, okay.
For me, yes.
When did you know you was gonna be okay? When could you look in the mirror and say, I can do this thing called life?
Training was challenging. I was one of 4 BAs in a training program with about 55 MBAs, and I had 6 months to complete training, pass the exam, and then relocated with Citicorp. I relocated to Chicago. So when I passed that program, which was very rigorous, I knew then that I had what it took to make it.
Okay. What's your why? What's your why? Why you get up every morning and fight the good fight?
Well, obviously, getting up every day is a blessing, just waking up. And I don't take that for granted. I've been attending funerals lately of classmates from undergrad, classmates from high school. Yeah. I just attended one in Chicago of a dear friend of mine, may he rest in peace. He was 56 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So a why is I have a lot of work to do to empower others that are behind me. I stand on the shoulders of many, and I'm not ashamed to say a lot of people have helped me get where I am. So I think I have a lot of years ahead of me to answer that question. Why is every day I have a duty and honor to give back and help others come up. That's my why.
What does success look like for Rodney Herenton?
Success from a business standpoint is I want my company to double in assets. Right now we're about $4.5 billion. I want to get that to about $8 billion. And then
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you say $8 billion and you have $4 billion? That's with a B, Rodney.
Yeah, a B. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
We just celebrated our 20th year anniversary. Every Martin Luther King celebration we do every year for his birthday is our anniversary year. So I launched 20 years ago on his birthday.
Okay.
And we just celebrated 20 years. So we have the infrastructure in place to double our size over the next 5 years if we execute.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay, so that's what success looks like
for professionally, because
Okay,
that gives
personally.
me the additional financial resources to make a huge impact, not only in Memphis, but around the country, to help bring other young African-American talent up. And in different industries, it doesn't have to be investments. It can be in any industry. I want to empower them to go after that dream, but it takes capital. I was helped financially.
Right.
You know, if we get to that point, I'll share how Channing was formed, because it was not all Rodney Herenton's capital by no means.
Okay.
It took a lot of capital to start an investment firm.
Well, we're going to talk about that in the second half. But listen, last question. When did you know? When was it a definitive moment in your life that you realized you were a black man?
Well,
hold on real quick. Listen, we're going to come right back. My brother Rodney is going to share with us when he realized he was a brother. Stay right there. This is The Journey on the Kazukian Network.